The call came in while I was still overseas. The line cracked with static, but I heard every word. Your sister is in the emergency room. You don't want to hear what your brother-in-law did to her. The sheriff's voice was low, resigned. He was retiring that night. Badge coming off. No case to file. No protection to give. Only you can deliver justice. And then silence. I sat there in my quarters, phone heavy in my hand. The words clung to me, coiling around my ribs like barbed wire. Justice. My sister's swollen face, her sobbing breaths, the bruises he had planted on her body. I had faced war. I had carried blood on my hands. But this was different. This wasn't an enemy across an ocean. This was family. And the only thought echoing through my head was simple, sharp, unyielding. Don't let him live to celebrate his next birthday. When I came home, the town had already turned against him. Whispers followed my sister's husband wherever he went. The bruises on her arms told their own story, but she never spoke against him, not once. Fear kept her mouth closed, or something deeper, something darker. She looked at me like she wanted to say more, but swallowed it back every time. And he had the audacity to greet me with a smile, a practiced mask. "Brother," he said, clapping me on the shoulder, as if nothing had happened. As if the town hadn't seen her crawl from the house in the dead of night, barefoot and bleeding. Rage surged in me, but I buried it. Rage is loud. Revenge is quiet. The more I studied him, the more I noticed the cracks. His late nights, his hidden phone calls, his sudden bursts of money, the new car in the driveway. And my sister, fragile as glass, avoiding every question. Bruises fade, lies don't. It wasn't just violence, it was betrayal. And I knew it reached deeper than anyone dared to admit. I started with his phone, not his current one, too clean. It was the old bills, the patterns, the numbers that repeated too often. One number stood out, a woman, not local. I didn't confront him, not yet. I needed more. Bank records came next. Hidden withdrawals, sudden deposits. Too much for a small town man with no real income. Someone was funding him. Someone was feeding him. And my sister, my broken, terrified sister, was caught between loyalty and fear. At night, I sat in silence, piecing it together. His violence wasn't random, it was control. Every bruise was a warning, every cut a reminder that she belonged to him. And still, he had another life, another woman, another source of money. I followed him once. Watched him slip into a motel 2 towns over. Watched her walk out hours later. The picture was clear now. He hadn't just betrayed her. He had humiliated her, drained her, broken her. He had built a double life on her silence. I waited. I let the silence tighten like a noose. The evidence stacked in a neat folder. Photographs, bank slips, phone records, motel logs. Enough to tear his life apart without laying a finger on him. I chose my moment. A quiet night at his house, just the 3 of us. I slid the folder across the table. His hands froze before he touched it. My sister's eyes widened, trembling on the edge of confession. He opened it, page by page. His face drained of color. I said nothing. I didn't need to. Finally, he looked at me. Rage simmering, but fear underneath. You don't understand. But I did. I understood everything. Every bruise had a name now. Every lie had proof. Every shadow had a face. My sister broke then, sobbing into her hands. He reached for her, but I caught his wrist before he touched her. Calm, cold, unshakable. You'll never lay a hand on her again. I left the choice unspoken. Either he walked away from her life forever, or I released everything. To the town, to the woman he thought was hidden, to the men funding his secret deals. He stared at me, the weight of his ruin pressing down on his chest. And then he broke. The bravado drained, leaving something small, weak. "I'll go," he whispered, not to me, to her, to the sister he had shattered. I leaned closer, my voice steady. "You won't live to see another birthday if you don't." And he knew I meant it. He left the next day. The town watched silently as he drove away, a man stripped of power, of pride, of the mask he had worn for years. My sister sat at her kitchen table, hands trembling, finally free. She tried to thank me. I shook my head. Justice doesn't deserve gratitude. It only demands silence. That night, I walked past the sheriff's office. His badge was gone. The law had stepped aside. The weight had fallen on me, and I carried it well. I thought of war, the bodies, the blood, the men who died screaming. But nothing compares to the quiet destruction of a man who thought he would never fall. I didn't need to kill him. I had already buried him alive in the truth.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.